My friends Alex, Drew, and I were having a sleepover during one of the last weekends of summer break. We'd been friends since middle school, and nights like this always felt like a tradition, staying up late, eating junk food, and watching movies we'd seen a million times. Around 11:30, Drew suggested we sneak out and walk to the park a few blocks away. I lived in a small, quiet neighborhood where nothing ever really happened, so it felt harmless. None of us wanted the summer to end on a boring note, so we agreed. By midnight, we were walking down the road, laughing and joking, keeping our voices low but not low enough. The streetlights cast long shadows, and the occasional sound of cicadas filled the air. The park was about a 10-minute walk, and nothing about the trip there felt unusual. We spent about 45 minutes at the park, messing around on the swings and talking about everything: school, crushes, whatever came to mind. It was just a typical summer night. When we decided to head back home, it was close to 1 a.m. The walk back started off normal. The streets were completely empty, and the only sounds were our footsteps and the occasional rustling of leaves. As we turned onto a long, narrow road lined with trees, we noticed headlights up ahead. A car was parked at the far end of the street, idling near a stop sign. At first, we didn't think much of it, but as we got closer, the car didn't move. It just sat there. No one else was around, and no other cars were passing through. Alex joked that maybe someone was lost or waiting for directions, but something about it felt off. As we walked past the car, we glanced at it, trying to act casual. It was an old black sedan, the kind that looked like it belonged in a bad 80s movie. The windows were tinted, so we couldn't see inside. That's when Drew whispered that they were watching us. "What?" I asked. Drew said he saw someone move in the driver's seat. We kept walking, trying to act like we didn't notice anything, but my heart was pounding. Then, out of nowhere, the car's engine revved, and it started creeping forward. Alex laughed nervously and said that they were probably just leaving, but they weren't. The car slowly rolled down the road, keeping a distance of about 20 feet behind us. We all agreed that this was pretty weird, but I said we should just keep walking and stay calm. We picked up our pace, but so did the car. It wasn't speeding, just moving fast enough to match us. When we reached the next intersection, we turned onto a side street, hoping the car would keep going straight. It didn't. The car turned onto the side street with us, and this time, it sped up. "Run!" I shouted. We bolted, sprinting down the street as fast as we could. The car's tires screeched as it picked up speed behind us. Adrenaline kicked in, and I felt my lungs burning as we ran. Up ahead, there was a narrow alley between two houses. Without thinking, I yelled at my friends to follow me and darted into the alley. Alex and Drew followed, and we pressed ourselves against the wall, trying to stay out of sight. The car screeched to a halt at the entrance of the alley. I held my breath, listening as the engine idled. A door slammed, then another. Footsteps. Someone muttered something I couldn't make out, but it was low and angry. Drew grabbed my arm, his grip shaking. I could hear Alex trying to stifle his breathing. The footsteps got louder as the men approached the alley. One of them shined a flashlight, sweeping it back and forth across the walls. "Come on out," one of them called. His voice was rough, like he was used to giving orders. "We just want to talk." None of us moved. The flashlight beam passed over us but didn't stop. The man grunted, and I heard him mutter, "They couldn't have gone far." "Let's check the other side," the second man said. Their footsteps retreated, and I felt a wave of relief, but I didn't dare move yet. We stayed pressed against the wall, waiting, listening. After a few minutes, the car's engine revved again, and I peeked around the corner. The sedan was backing out of the alley, its headlights sweeping across the street. It turned around and sped off in the opposite direction. We waited another few minutes, just to be sure, before sneaking out of the alley. None of us said a word as we made our way back to Drew's house, sticking to the shadows and glancing over our shoulders every few seconds. When we finally got back, we locked the door behind us and collapsed onto the couch. The rest of the night was quiet, but none of us could sleep. The next morning, we saw a post on a local community page. Someone had reported a black sedan driving suspiciously around the neighborhood late at night. The police were looking into it, but nothing ever came of it. I still think about that night sometimes, about how close those men came to finding us, about what might have happened if they had. We were just three kids looking for some harmless fun, but we got a reminder that not everything out there is harmless. And I don't think I'll ever forget it.